This is good afternoon from the University of Liberia main campus, and welcome to DN News Liberia. We are in an exclusive interview with the propaganda chairperson, Gordon Malanya, who will respond to the 14 additional seats bill that are passed by the House of Representatives that is before the Senate for concurrence. As you are aware that these bills are affecting
House of Senate or House of Senate?
8 counties, which include Bon will get 2 seats, 2 additional seats. If the Senate or concur, and Grand Basso will get 1 seat, followed by Kema County, Grand Jida 1 seat as well. Lofa will get 2 seats. Monkey will have 1 seat. Mosoralo County will have 4 seats, increasing it to 21 electoral districts. Nema will have 2 additional seats, totaling to 14 additional seats if the House of Senate concur with what the House of Representatives passed on a few days ago. So, Mr. Propaganda Chairperson, welcome to the media.
So we want to say again good afternoon to the many followers on the social media, the Liberian people, both in the diaspora and around the world. We see it, expedient and very necessary to add our opinion and our voice on the debate now that's circulating the state as related to the additional 14 districts to be created by the legislature. We want to say this, in much we recognize the power of the legislature to establish additional districts and counties. We think the establishment of these 14 new districts basically fall flat below the legal procedure. Economically, it's not necessary, not expedient, and the bill in itself to create additional 14 districts has, no trickle-down impact in the life in terms of representation, governance, and the local government structure. We want to be very clear here, to be very practical in our conversations, to firstly ask the hardcore question to the legislature as to what the people intend to benefit with additional 14 districts being created. 1 from the southeast, 4 from Masoralo, 2 from Nimba, Bon County, Grand Basso, and the legs. Firstly, let us assess the infrastructural needs in the already 73 districts we have, ranging from rural Masoralo that had District 17 and District 1, to Bon County, to Nimba, to Grand Jide, and let us see the challenges the people are going there, people are living in these districts. What are the health improvement in these districts that now we're talking about, creating additional 14 new districts? When government talk about creating districts through census report, it is informed based on developmental priorities, based on migration factors, and there are a lot of things that is taken into consideration. Firstly, we look at the developmental and accessible needs that are basically suited and accommodated in the very geographical location. NEC as an institution must play a very pivotal role. The local government must be informed and must be aware and must be engaged. This is the reason Article 80B or Article 86B, is very clear on how the procedures should be. The local government acts and chapters is clear on how the procedures to be. For the legislature to just wake up in one blue sky, propose
a part of the legislature. A part of the legislature.
I'm coming.
No, it's not a legislature. It is a part of the legislature.
For the fact that it has been sent to the Senate for concurrence, it means it has met the majority of the legislature.
No, it hasn't been concurred. It hasn't been agreed. It hasn't been voted upon by the Senate. It has not been,
but it has been sent to the Senate for concurrence.
Sure.
So when the bill comes from the legislature, before it goes to the Senate, it must be two majority opinions from the legislature.
From the House of Representatives.
From the House of Representatives. So there's the reason I'm saying, for the fact that this bill have already emanated from the legislature and been sent to the Senate for concurrence, it means the lower house have agreed unanimously on it. Then we want to ask the question, what was the role played by local authorities, the commissioners? What was the role played by NEC? We have visited with NEC Westside all through, and we have not seen NEC instituted what we call a geographic survey, doing what we call comprehensive boundary to know the 14 districts they're talking about. What are the boundaries? What are the demarcations? What are the names that will be attached to those districts, because it is not the legislature responsible. These local procedures must be done. The local communities must petition the legislature based on the assessment needs and the available conditions created through basically the availability of schools in those districts, the availability of hospitals, the access to districts, the people in the district having access to security and protection, the rule of law and whatsoever. Let us look at, for example, Nima that they talk about. Let us look at the court system in Nima, how many magistrate courts we have there. Let us look at the hospitals. Let us look at the clinics. Let us look at the infrastructure. Let us go to Granjira. There are a lot of things that is lacking. Service deliverable in these areas is challenging. When you talk about creating additional district, you increase the waste bill. You put more constraint on the national budget. We have had a government that has struggled to generate funds. Domestic revenue generation has been a challenge, and it's a challenge for this government. This going budget year, we have a budget shortfall.
The finance minister, they say that the finance minister, no, put it, don't hold it there. Put it, but listen, there's a dialogue. The finance minister appearing at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing did say that the budget last year, the budget did not experience any shortfall, and this year the budget will not experience shortfall. Okay. And so you being a resident and you being a Liberian.
So let's counter that with facts. The budget that was proposed by the legislature
last fiscal year
by the Ministry of Finance and then enacted by the legislature was in a tune of 800 million.
Yeah.
The outing of the total budget was in a tune of 700 million. How do we reconcile that? The legislature enacted the national fiscal tool that was in a tune of 800 million, and then the total outing of the national budget is in a tune of 700 million. So isn't there no shortfall? There's a shortfall in the budget.
But if the family is saying there wasn't a shortfall.
So you don't look at the finance minister verbal explanation. We look at what is on the records, what is on the book, what is reported.
But he's an expert.
An expert can make mistakes. Maybe he was saying it on a
public platform. On a very public platform.
When you are a finance minister, you make political statements. So maybe that's one of the political statements. Because mind you, the budget was honored strictly, and we have heard the argument that the budget, the 1.2 billion, is unrealistic. So the Minister of Finance was doing everything possible to justify. That was the reason he made that statement. There's the reason I'm saying, Commerce, the legislature signed a budget of around 800 million. The total outing of the national budget is around 700 million. There is a shortfall, approximately around 52 million shortfall in the national budget in 2025. Now you are talking about creating additional 14 districts. When we are struggling to generate
87 districts.
When we total into 87 districts.
Yeah.
When we are struggling to generate domestic revenue to provide social services for the already district that we have, that our people are still suffering from basic social service delivery.
But it is by law.
It is by law. It is by law. But the legal requirements have not been met. So what are the real? Come on, let us be real.
So why?
Districts in the southeast. Like in Granjira, like in Grand Crew. We should maybe have one district in the entire southeast. Granjira one district. Granjira one district. Grand Crew one district. Because it does not meet the population. To have a district, you must have around
40,000.
42,000, not 42,000. I think Grand Crew alone is around 82,000. So it means Grand Crew should have maybe one district.
Is it 40 or 42?
Grand Crew should be around maybe.
I thought about a law, a district, inhabitant of that district should be 40 or 42,000. Oh, we'll fact check.
42,000. So Grand Crew should be around maybe 72 or 60,000, something like that. I'm not too sure about the numbers.
The entire county?
The entire county.
They're registered voters.
They're registered voters. So there should be maybe one district in Grand Crew. And then you go Grand Crew.
No, it is registered voters.
This is what I'm saying. So how do you decide that? You decide that through the database for NEC. To the census report. Were the assessment done? Were these numerical census analysis weighed?
I sure you did. sure
We follow neck. I just came on following neck. The west side again. Neck have done no new boundary. If you invite the commissioners to the legislature for hearing on the passage of the new 14th district, I believe there will be a novice to it. They will have no clue as to what is happening.
The horse is charged with the horse is charged with the responsibility.
We agree.
Yes.
We cannot take the horse constitutional right from them. We accept their constitutional authority to create new district, but it is not done in isolation of the current reality. This is our argument. The district you intend to create today.
So, why he recommend when a senator, Senator most other county Senator DeLong is opposing that bill, electoral district 2 representative, former speaker, impaired speaker, Jeff Nanikopa, also opposing
because the bill will only create more constraint on national government. Like I said, we have had consistent budget shortfall in this country. Service deliverable for the people is very challenging. The legislature created additional 14 bill. It means you will have additional
14 seats.
14 seats, sorry. You will have additional 14 lawmakers that will only run in opponents.
And most will have 21 districts.
At the detriment of the people of this country.
And your most
so you don't want to pass, you don't want to, it's not just about the numbers of lawmakers you have. It's about the impact of those lawmakers in the various districts, in the lives of the ordinary people in this country. It's about the law they craft and created in making sure that services is at the doorstep of the people.
But why are you recommending? Why are you recommending as a Liberian who is concerned about additional seats being created, which is by law, and you are opposing it based on why you are saying that due to economic crisis and other paralysis in terms of human capacity and developmental agendas which are not pursuing, who are not being met by the government. Do you think it is not necessary for these things, for the horse to abide by law, to execute those laws that they are charged with? If you are not agreeing to that, what are you recommending?
So, firstly, what we'll communicate to the Senate is that entire thing about 14 additional seats created should be trashed completely.
Why are you recommending?
We will come with our recommendations.
But you're not just talk.
We will provide recommendations.
Why are your recommendations now?
We will provide recommendations, but we must firstly air our opinions to be trashed completely.
On what basis are you airing your opinions when there's no recommendations?
Why would man platform? We are now providing recommendations.
But why your recommendations?
But before we provide recommendations, we must remind those in authority that what you intend to do is not in the interest of the people. Some of the recommendations could be, let us strengthen the local governance structure in this country. Let us make sure the local governance structure is strengthening. Let us make sure the budget that should impact the life of the ordinary people meet the masses at their doorstep. Let us make sure service deliverable is premier. That the people should have access to 24/6 access to good health care. How can that be done? By the government of Liberia focusing on health, by improving or increasing the budgetary allotment to health and make sure there is comprehensive monitoring of health facilities in this country. This is the work the legislature should be doing, making sure they are providing comprehensive oversight that the medicines that is going to the various hospitals is there, and the people are going there and they are seeing it and they are having access to better treatment. This is what we could recommend to the legislature, to make sure that the monitoring and supervision arm in those already 73 districts that are lacking basic infrastructure be revamped and re-improved. That's what we are saying. You cannot just wake up one morning and say, oh, you want additional 14 seats. Who will benefit? Now you have the legislature, you have over 103 persons making around 52 million. When you create additional 14, maybe you're taking that budget to around 100 million. So you have the legislature now taking maybe up to 10% of the total national budget. Doing what? Doing nothing. They just say they're doing no work. People just go do research for them and they come and they just make noise. Because what they are in the hostel for.
But why are you saying making? Why you saying make noise?
What we are saying.
But why would you say they are making noise? Are you saying the efforts being exerted by them?
But there's no efforts. If you say you're creating addition, it means when they tell us as citizens of this country, they are not concerned of the real
But it is by law. Why could you be recommending this? That since it is by law, it is constitutional, and they have the charge responsibilities to do these things. You should be recommending that. Since it is a case, I think lawmakers' salaries now should be that salaries and benefits should be reduced.
So
I do think it's why it should be recommended, because it is by law these things should happen.
Like I said, we respect the rights accorded to the Constitution of the legislature. We respect that and we are clear about it. You reduce the legislature's salary, you increase the seats in the legislature, it's the same thing.
I don't really think it is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I don't really think it is the same thing.
What will happen, there will be more budgetary allotment to the legislature. There will be more budgetary allotment. And more budgetary allotment to the legislature will only man what should go to agriculture, what should go to health, what should go to education, what should go to infrastructure development, and the list go on. So all we can say to the legislature is, let us strengthen the remaining, the operative 73 districts we have. Those infrastructure that are there, that are now up to date, the fundings that we intend to use to create additional districts, let us pump them there. Let us pump them in the clinics we have in the district. Let us pump them in the hospitals we have there. Let us pump them in the schools. Let us make sure the money we intend to use to pay additional lawmakers should be used to buy chairs for students that sit on the floor to go to school, sit on the floor in classroom all around Liberia. Let us make sure medicine is in the hospitals for our pregnant women that are dying from childbirth. Let us make sure that our roads are rehabilitated and in good condition. The legislature should be far-sighted to think outside the box and make sure opportunities are created. Like for example, look at the University of Liberia. This is where the speaker teach. This is where members of the legislature comes. The university needs renovation. You are not thinking about renovating the University of Liberia. You are thinking about creating additional 14 seats to make somebody rich and this and that. And the reason they're doing that again is because some of them have opponents in their district that they are afraid of. And if these people go to the election with them in 2029, they will beat them. So the only thing
who are you suspecting in what you're saying?
No, they will come out by themselves one by one. They will come out by themselves. They will come out by themselves. If they go in their district,
who are you suspecting? Who are you suspecting?
Them.
Who are you suspecting?
Like I said, they will come up by themselves.
But
all we can say to the Senate, we are urging the Senate to do the most honorable thing to this country. Like I said, the bill firstly fall flat of the legal requirement.
So how do you describe it?
There were no power play by the local authorities.
How sure you did?
There were no public opinions heard. There were no public opinions heard. There were no intellectual forum discussion. There were no community assessment and awareness. Nothing there. Nothing was done. The decision to create, like I said, to create additional counties or districts should emanate from the people and not the legislature. The legislature should have a consultancy with the grassroots in the broad counties to show the assessing needs.
So can you describe the bill in your one word?
Man, that thing is just to accommodate certain people in the legislature for beyond 2029. It's not there to provide solution for Liberia.
In one word, can you describe this bill?
I don't want to waste my time on describing something that has no interest and impact. But let us say this to Liberia and the legislature, and Liberians should be very careful that what the legislature are doing is not in the interest of Liberia. It's only there to reach their pockets and make sure few group of people in this country use state resources and state assets as a means of escaping poverty, while the ordinary people sit at the dodging and the marching of
Lastly, your parting statement.
So we will say this again to the government of Liberia, to the President of the Republic of Liberia. This is the time that your government prioritize service over just creation of mere districts that have no meaningful impact and choke on that impact in the life of the people. We will urge the government of Joseph Boyka, the Senate held by Protein Yombli Kaka Lawrence, to reject the bills emanating from the legislature because it violates all legal procedure and legal standard. It is not in concurrence of the people's will of this country, and it holds no interest for the masses that are in Nimba, in Bon County, in Grand Jida, in Mosoralo, and whatsoever. In Todi, because I'm from District 1. Students sit on the floor in Todi to go to school and learn. If you want to improve access to service delivery, focus education in Todi. Make sure chairs are in the classroom in those rural areas. Like I quoted the UNESCO report, we have 82% of our children is 0 to 10 not going to school. What can government do? Invest in priorities, education, build more school. UNICEF say in a rural area, children have no access to schools. The distance people travel from their homes to go to school is far. So because of that, it discourages the parents, so they decide to just send their children on the farm with them every day. This is not what we expect the legislators to be thinking at this time, to create additional district that will have no impact in the life of the people. State money you're using to create district to get lawmaker. We are saying to Mr. Kuhn and his colleagues, we are saying to Yomli Kaka Lawrence, we are saying to the President of the Republic of Liberia, let this money be diverted to serve the labor institution, let it be diverted to health, let it be diverted to education, let it be diverted to the Liberia National Police that will equip the men and women in uniform to provide maximum services to the people of this country so that life and property can be protected and respected.
Thank you. That was the voice of the propaganda chairperson of the Students Unification Party. That's putting money, who's plentifully opposing the bill that's been passed by the House of Representatives to creating 14 additional seats, totaling from 73 to 87 seats in Liberia at the House of the Representatives. I'm Hugh Wires, Fifth Yimpan. This is DNS Liberia. We're live from the main campus of the University of Liberia. Thanks for following. We will join you when necessary at another time. Bye bye for now.